find what you like to do, be good at it, and then be consistent with it.
All right, this is Leverage Podcast episode 84, guys. And we are speaking with one and only Johnny Mo, the owner of Explore My Town. And we're going to be talking about how to maximize your video marketing for you guys, the real estate agents out there. So, Johnny, how are you doing? Nice to see you, man. Nice to talk to you at this podcast.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, you've been around the block for quite a while, and I just wanted to, get our listeners to know about you a little bit more. So why don't you tell your story, who you are, where you come from, what's your background? I know you've been a real estate agent for a while, not anymore, probably, right? So what's the story?
So
What's the story, Johnny?
I was a network engineer during the dot-com boom of the 90s. So I got to have fun in that particular realm in my 30s, which was really fun. I was told that the dot-com is coming to an end. And I worked for a company called CMGI. It was a big company. And we had 150, they're an incubator. We had 150 other companies under our umbrella. And our job was to support them. And we were told, hey, listen, we're going to keep you on for a year, but we're shutting all these companies down because .com is blowing up. So I had a lot of free time to study and get my real estate test. So I got into real estate. And around the turn of the century, 2021, 2022, somewhere around there. And I killed it. And I killed it for several reasons. One, technology was still relatively new, and a lot of brokerages, agents were still shunning it, right? Especially the older ones. Second reason why I killed it was because, Facebook didn't exist. YouTube didn't exist. These things didn't exist. So I came with what I knew from the .com world. We worked predominantly with .com companies and advertising companies. That's what we own. I was able to kill it. I was number one on all the sites. Became Remax Hall of Fame, if that's even anything anymore, in like 3 years. Just crushed it. And then went over to Keller Williams in 2010 or 11. I began training over there and helping out. And that started to open a lot of doors for me. I had a small company called More GCI at that time, which I was able to
remember
exit.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to exit that in 2019. So I could start Explore My Town. Along the way, I got licensed. I'm licensed in New Hampshire. I got licensed in Florida because I was going to work on a project down there till I decided not to. And I'm getting licensed in Maine because I'm going to spend the golden years of my life just cruising along the golden coast of Maine, selling nice houses.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
So
that's what I'm going to do. So.
Yeah, you're currently running Explore My Town. So tell me more about the origin of the story of Explore My Town. How did that come to light? What actually inspired you to, or motivated you to start that company?
Sure. So I was always training, right? I've always been training and, paying it forward on the ALC. It was one of the requirements. So I was always training, and that led me down the path of coaching and, helping with brokerages because I have a strength in strategy, right? And coming up with strategies and things like that, understanding consumer demands. And in 2016, I was asked to speak by Remax because I had went back there for a year, for a small stint after different podcasts of what happened at Keller Williams. So I went back to Remax and I was asked to speak at their regional event. And I was talking with, before the event, I was talking online with this dude out of Vancouver area, Thousand Oaks, Little Oaks, Michael Thorne, who was a legend. And he had like this TV show. Well, not really a TV show, but he ran it like a TV show on YouTube and such like that with another agent or broker. And so I said, hey, man, can we catch up? And Michael and I caught up, had lunch. It was one of the best lunches I've ever had. You know, those type situations where you talk for 3 hours and it's like 5 minutes, there's so much more to talk about and it feels like 5 minutes went by.
Yeah.
And I said,
totally
he's right about the whole video thing. And so I started to do a little research on that. And I was always coaching on it, on how to network and stand out. And so that really began my journey on the evolution of video. And video is such, I hate the term. And I don't like to use the word hate. I hate the term because even the best coaches in the business, Tom Ferry and stuff like that, says that you have to do video. And now recently he's got somebody out there talking about the different videos to do. But even on the top of the top, they say do video, but it's such a vast thing, right? It's such a vast thing. And I think some people get carried away and discouraged with it because they think that they have to produce as much content as Gary Vee. and they don't have to produce content as much
Well,
as you get
not everybody have resources to produce so much content like Gary Vee. So that's
nonstop,
absolutely,
right?
yeah, nonstop.
Nonstop.
You gotta have a whole crew of team, the
Yeah,
crew to do it, to edit, to shoot, to edit, to cut it, to post it.
all of it.
It's a process.
And then
Yeah,
to
absolutely. Yeah,
repurpose it, right? To
you
repurpose
repurpose
it to make it
exactly. I
look
mean, we're
good. So
doing
you
the
have
same thing.
reels.
Yeah.
It's nonstop, right? So you hear from
Oh
the
yeah.
top coach in the business, Tom Ferry, saying you got to do video. And Tom's brought in a couple different people to talk about the different types of videos that you can do. It's still so vast. And what I tell people to do is find out what you like to do. See, I don't like to be on film and be I do it because I have to. I don't have any desire to be a social influencer or anything else like that. None of it. I don't, I just assume do my job, come home, the phone don't ring, right?
Yeah.
So I'm out there filming this series along the different towns in the coast of Maine, and because I mean that's where I'm ending up. And so, hey, did you guys know about this chowder place or these 3 restaurants on Pier Point? They're absolutely amazing. Most people don't know about them, right? So now here
Hmm.
I am telling these little stories, and I enjoy doing that because I'm fat and I like to eat. So, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
find what you like to do, be good at it, and then be consistent with it. And then it doesn't stop from there. Then you got to, okay, how do I optimize this? How do I get views on it? How do I use YouTube outside of YouTube? Right.
Hmm. Yeah.
With using my video in blogs, and now I can send that out in newsletters. So there's lots of different strategies to video, and you just got to figure out what works for you, write an SOP for it, put it in your schedule, and do it. It's that simple, right?
Yeah, I think it's great that you saw that. There's an emerging need for the real estate industry to use the video. And you
Huge.
grab that opportunity to to provide the solutions. I mean, the
Mhm.
same way I founded Virtudesk, a virtual assistant company. Like I saw the need for real estate agents to use virtual assistants, and I think it kind of goes hand in hand. What we just talked about, you need to have a crew, or you need to have a team
Mhm.
working with you, and a lot of agents should probably start out with when they do video also with a VA. So so my next question is, I mean, how important is the video in marketing in the real estate? Is it like for agents to post the videos of the houses they're selling, or or their talking heads? What is it? What do you see like is the most like attracting thing for agents to do as far as the video goes? Because a lot of agents listening to us, they have no idea, okay, what kind of videos I shoot. Do I shoot myself standing in front of a house? Do I just shoot the video of a listing I just got, or what is it? What do you think?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, of course. Or you're just lying?
Nobody gives a crap about your real estate, or you just sold a house in 5 minutes. They don't really care. You're expected to do that in this market as a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Those are expectations of you, right? You're expected to do it. In my humble opinion, is that, and this is what I tell people: tell stories about interesting people, places, and things in your community. Use your video to go network. This is the core of Explore My Town. I'll give it. I don't mind sharing every secret I have because 99.9% of people won't go do it. Right.
Yeah.
And for understandable reasons. I mean, it is time consuming. It doesn't have to be. It can, but it can be a little bit complex. But tell stories of interesting people, places, and things. And so you're going to have multiple approaches to this. So, yes, there is a time and a place for your real estate spiel. You're walking into homes, right? Let's just use TikTok. There's an agent out there. He's from the Virginia market, Ash Morrissey. He does an amazing job. And I saw him on, I mean, we're friends on Facebook, right? And I saw him on TikTok, and I complimented him on his videos or something. I said something about his audio. I said, hey, man, get some mics or whatever. And then a month later, I see his videos and they're off the hook, right? Amazing videos. He sells higher end stuff. He does staging. And I'm like, wow, this guy took it all on his own. And now he's putting out all these amazing videos, right? You can't do it one time. I see
You
his
gotta have
videos every
consistent.
time
Yeah.
there's a new listing, and then it's rehashed, or if there's nothing to talk about, you find something to talk about. He's not talking about real estate. He's showing you about real estate. He's showing you the process. He's showing you the high end home. So that's helping in the parasocial relationship with the consumer to see what you are about. Like Nike, you see the swoosh, it's Nike, right? So when you
Yeah,
can
of
start to
course.
build that repetition into the consumer's mind. Now that's TikTok. TikTok, you got a minute, 2 minutes, right? Realistically, you got 15 seconds to capture somebody's attention. It's really 7 seconds, and keep them going. Now, on YouTube, you can go a little bit deeper and go a little bit longer, right? It's kind of expected of you to put out a 7, 8, 9, 12-minute piece on YouTube. Make it interesting, make it fun, right? Live in the consumer's eyes. And this is where real estate agents get it wrong, is they tell what they think they need to tell the consumer. Where what I learned in the 90s was there's a term banner blindness, and the banner ads and things like that, you don't even register those or ads anymore. Just like talking about real estate nonstop, the consumer is also
Mhm.
going to eventually be like, that's all the dude talks about. In one of my presentations, Pavel, I have these two ovals. One's mammoth and it's black, and then there's a little white one inside of the black oval. And the little white one inside of the black oval says, the people that need your services now. And then the big black oval is the people who need your services over the next 3 years. So my
Interesting.
strategy, always until the day I die, will not be about looking for today's business. Today's business is already set in stone from what I did 3 months ago, 3 years ago. I'm looking for tomorrow's
Absolutely.
business. I'm looking for
Absolutely.
next month's business. And how am I going to do that? With consistency. Let's take our friend Ken Pozak. He's got an amazing YouTube channel.
Dude,
Yeah,
dude is amazing. I
millions of
know. Yeah.
views, millions of
Yeah.
views, right? But if you go back to his first videos, they still have 400, 500 views, right? He did that 5 years ago. Any
Hmm.
person could have quit. But it
Yeah.
wasn't until 2.5 years ago that his video started to, something changed, right? Something changed. He either hacked the algorithm, he figured it out, got a channel manager, learned SEO, learned titles, because now everything that goes out gets 20, 30,000 views, right? 30,000 subscribers. Anyone could have quit three
Yeah.
years ago,
Especially when
4 years ago.
people, yeah, when especially when people see that they don't have enough views in their opinion, not a lot of views, but I think it's if you even have one viewer, that
Mhm.
somebody's already a potential customer looking at you. So keep that in mind. You know,
100%,
you know.
100%. And here's the thing too, YouTube is intentional for the most part. Somebody's going there to type stuff in. In vidIQ, in the vidIQ University, they'll tell you that YouTube is used as a search engine more than Bing, more than MSN, more
100%.
than AOL, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
use YouTube as a search engine, understand consumer behavior, get something like SEMrush, Keywords Anywhere, Uber Suggest, start to learn different key phrases, or you hire somebody to do it, right? Because
Exactly.
you
We
can't.
hire an SEO guy to do it, to run
Exactly
the
that,
YouTube video.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
to me, I think that that's the point. What videos to do? Any, but make it interesting. Talk about your day. Talk about life there. Again, I'm just simply going to say, talk about interesting people, places, and things in your community,
So
right?
basically be natural, be interesting. People
Yeah.
are not interested again. People, as you said, people are not interested to know what kind of house you sold 5 minutes ago or about
Yeah.
what your headshot looks like.
No. Right.
But I mean, if you bring in interesting content, if you live in a community and you go, let's say, ice cream parlor, and you talk to the owner and get his story, how he started it,
Yeah.
taste the ice cream. He's going to talk about the ice cream. That will attract people to actually come to that town to check it out. Also, at the same time, they're going to be drawn probably to check you out more, your channel, maybe subscribe to your channel, where again, you're going to be known as a real estate agent. So when the time comes to buy or sell, they're going to know the guy. The guy's going to pop up on their feed.
Take that a step further. And I'm going to, again, I'll share everything with you because 99% of people won't do it. Is now I got a video, and I got a video on YouTube about an ice cream place. I got a video. I'm going to upload that video to Facebook in my business
Mhm.
page. I
Yeah.
can tag Tom's Ice Cream, and then Tom's Ice Cream. This is sphere hacking. Is my concept of sphere hacking. Then Tom's Ice Cream's followers, as a portion of them, because of the way the algorithm works, it's going to
Yeah.
show your stuff to 25 people. If there's engagement, another 25. But if I tag Tom's Ice Cream on there, now all of a sudden, Tom, that's a whole nother audience at second level that I get to be seen by. And if there's any engagement there, like shares or anything, it's going to open it up to more people. And if somebody that follows Tom likes or shares my video, now all of a sudden I'm in a third level. Now you're talking about I've gone to an infinite amount of people, right? So that's sphere hacking, being seen by other influential people in the community on social media by utilizing their business, by doing an interview with their business. It's a win-win for everybody. I'm getting content, they're getting views, right? It's a win-win.
Oh yeah.
Now,
100%.
I take my YouTube video. and I'm going to make a blog with it. Right? Because all you have to do is
Yeah.
create new blog, post video. All you got to do is put that video link in there, and the
Is
world
it
of
there? Yeah.
technology takes the
Boom.
rest.
Yeah.
Then you can put some write-ups in there. If you're doing any kind of optimization or SEO research, you can use that as the title. Now, all of a sudden, we got partners all over the place that do this. Now, all of a sudden, when you type in a business in their area, now this particular business, that they're second or third on Google, right, for this business with their video, with their blog on YouTube. So it's a way to truly bypass Yelps and all these other things and start to try to find a way to crack the algorithm so you can rank too through videos about the community, about these businesses. Now, I take that, since that blog should be pixelated with a Facebook pixel and a TikTok
Mm-hmm.
pixel and all these other tracking codes. Now I'm going to send out a newsletter. You can do it once per week if you create enough content. You can do it once per month, right? The goal of the newsletter is to not be real estate related. If you're on any CRM, if you're on any site or anything like that, IDX site, it's going to be very heavy centric around real estate. Again, banner blindness comes in. But if you can be telling your people, because a lot of people in your databases may be moving to your area in the next 1 or 2 years, they haven't made that decision yet. Hey guys, I found this amazing ice cream place called Tom's Ice Cream. They make everything in-house. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. They make it all in-house, and they actually have no sugar added options for my diabetic friends. And if you're a diabetic, you know how hard it is to try to find ice cream that you can eat that's not going to send your blood sugar through the roof. So y'all got to check out this place that I found. Just click on the link and watch it, of Tom's Ice Cream. When the person clicks on that in the newsletter, and by the way, here's the real estate stats. By the way, what's your home worth, right? So it's not real
Yeah.
estate related. It's just not predominantly real estate. Now, all of a sudden, somebody clicks on that. They go over to your blog. They see the video. They see the
And they
blog,
see that you're a real estate guy.
right? And then they're
Yeah.
pixelated. And when they go to Facebook, they're going to be like, hey, just listed this other house. Now that's where it comes in, right? If it's always just, hey, listed another one.
There's like a
My goal
backdoor
is to
kind of
help
a
52 families this year. No, your goal isn't. Your goal is to sell 52 units. Let's call it what it is, right?
yeah.
And there's no
Yeah.
shame in it. There's no shame in wanting to make money.
Of
Just
course.
don't hide the true fact behind.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Of
that's a
course.
different podcast too. But you hear what I'm saying is I'm making a video with intention. I'm not just putting it on YouTube and hoping it gets views. I'm not putting it on Facebook hoping it gets views. I can go in on my Facebook page. Most people will not do this. They do not do this. You click video options during your upload process. Now you can put a thumbnail there and a title. That title gets ranked as SEO kind of stuff inside of Google. So if you're putting the right thumbnail, not the right thumbnail, but the right titles
The
in
right title.
Facebook,
Yeah.
you can rank on Google,
So
right?
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's not just about making video. To me, making videos, that's the simple part. It's the deep distribution of video, which I call a 9-point distribution point. Because if you're posting to Instagram, if you're posting to TikTok, what's your call to action and where you're going to drive the people to? Drive them to a link page, right? Or a link tree. That link tree drives them to either YouTube, Facebook, or your web page. That's it, right?
Well,
Where do you
Johnny, I
want
mean,
the
yeah,
people to end?
exactly. And sounds like for a lot of real estate agents, what you just said, it could be like rocket science for some of them,
Mhm.
probably for most of them. And my understanding, that's where Explore My Town comes in to help them out with all of that, right? I mean, besides like creating videos for your customers, do you also help them, build up the video presence or create the content? How does Explore My Town work?
So what we do is we're a metamorphosis just like anybody else, right? So what we find works for us so we can stay in
Mhm.
our lane and be the very best at what we do is we script uh 2 videos for you per month, right?
Mhm.
So not just script, but collaborate, right? And what I mean by that is I had a luxury client who didn't have a luxury presence. Her website didn't scream luxury, didn't have any videos or anything. I'm like, how do you compete? So I put together a video. I actually sat down and scripted it. And I asked her, what is your avatar? Who is your avatar? What do they expect in life? Where are they coming from? Blah, blah, blah. And I wrote it with emotional hot buttons and things like that. And I said, okay. Then I actually took some stock footage. I said, this is what I'm looking to do. I need to get with you, Zoom with you. I'm going to listen to you record. And then we're going to take that audio from your phone with your microphones and
Mhm.
let me do what I do. So we created this amazing piece, and I got tears from it. But what we do is we collaborate and or script with you on a couple of videos per month based upon what you're looking to do. If you have an idea, it's collaboration. If you don't have an idea, then it's scripting, right? It's like, hey, this is a way to get into it, get comfortable, start networking. I call it business video networking. So we're going to script a couple of videos. You're going to shoot them on your phone with halfway decent mics. We'll teach you how to do that. And then
Mhm.
you're going to upload that through our custom workflow portal. And we're going to then edit that video. And we got professional editors. They're going to color balance. They're going to make you look like a freaking star. Put lower thirds, transitions, graphics, right? You're going to get that video back and be like, wow, I gave you a mumble jumble piece of junk with multiple
And
different
you gave
scenes,
me a
this
masterpiece.
amazing piece. And what
Yeah,
we're also going to do is post that to your YouTube channel. We were posting it to ours, but as we grow, we don't want duplicate content out there because
of
YouTube
course.
will
Yeah.
penalize you. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're posting it to we're posting it to your YouTube channel with research optimized headlines and tags and hashtags to hope to get to rank in those particular keywords. Now, don't expect to rank for real estate for sale in Denver, Colorado, because there's 10,000 people above you, right? So you got to
Yeah.
try to find these other crafty
Niche.
ways
Yeah.
to come in there. And so, and then what we do is those are relatively optimized, and you can use those for blogs. So we actually do your thumbnails for you. So we give you everything and we post it to your YouTube channel and your Facebook page, right?
Mhm.
That's what we do. We used to run the ads for you, but it became so. I was spending all my
That was
time
about my
arguing.
next question. Do you also run the ads for your clients? You don't, right?
No, I've
Yeah.
spent so much time arguing with Facebook and that it just wasn't worth it. What we are excellent at is video production. We have several companies that we suggest, and we can communicate directly with them, because what we suggest people do is when you do run your ad from Facebook, or when you have the post from Facebook, you use that post as your ad. So all the video analytics stay with the video, right? We were doing it. It was just felt like people were tripping over people, and then Facebook went through whatever Facebook went through with HUD and their big settlement in June, and they're
Yeah. Yeah. I
really
remember
coming
that
down.
one.
I'm like, this isn't where we need to be. I'm a video editor, producer, and those kind of things. Let's stay there. And what's the best place for us? It's not running ads, because there's people that are way better than us. And when you have your own ads manager, right? Now you can actually start to build a real strategy to say, I want these to go to my blog. I want to retarget the blog. And now all of a sudden you're building up this ecosystem that just feeds you leads. That's not our thing. Our thing is more focused on YouTube and the video and the SEO and the optimization. And the reason is I had a conversation with our friend Tristan a couple
Yeah.
months ago. I interviewed
Mhm.
him for my podcast. And I said to him, I said, if you had to go in on one place, what would you do? Would you go deep or would you go wide or whatever? He goes, I would consider going all in on one place, and that place would be Google and YouTube, because they're together, right? Nobody else
Exactly.
even comes close.
Yeah.
Facebook and Facebook ads are becoming less effective. They're becoming more difficult, more expensive to run. And you know what I mean? There's just lots of money in that particular space. And so when they're continually changing like they just did because of the HUD settlement, and the audiences have gone away, and you can't target this way, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't necessarily exist over on the YouTube side as much, right? It's still a little bit open over there. But the thing is, Facebook has come off of the top 10 download list like 56 times over the past year. So I do think as time goes on, if we look at the demographics of the generations, Facebook stands a chance of slipping out of that top 5 at some point. I don't think Google ever will, and I don't think YouTube ever will.
Out
So
of the oldest platforms, Johnny, you never mentioned Instagram.
yeah.
What do you think of running it on the stories and reels, making reels, stories, and
Yeah.
posts? So we're actually building
Absolutely. I
the
mean,
engagement there. So
absolutely. I think you need to be, if you're running any kind of Facebook ad, it should also be running in Facebook, Instagram. To me, Facebook and Instagram, they're the same thing
same
for all
company, yeah,
intents and
Meta,
purposes,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so when you're running Facebook ads, you should be making ads and videos which are compliant for all the Instagram placements as well, right? So
Hmm.
9 by 16. I think if there's any one thing anybody can do on a daily basis, consistent basis, to at least get going in the video game, it is to start doing reels. Now, the thing I want to say and the thing that I want to caution is, and I'm going to say this, real estate agents, you're not, don't get discouraged that you're not a influencer. There's
Everybody
no
wants to be
need
an
to be an
influencer.
influencer.
Everybody
You
wants to
are
be
a
an
local,
influencer.
right? Unless you're trying to get a national presence, or you're trying
Yeah.
to speak at any of these
Nobody
conferences,
takes them
or
seriously now anyway.
right,
Yeah.
because that's a completely different ball game. I think it's easier to become national than it is regional, right? But you
Yeah.
don't have to have, you don't need 10,000 followers, right? You need 100. It's different. So
Exactly.
don't get discouraged that you might not. I don't have a lot of followers, but I get business because the followers that I have are all intentional, right?
Yeah.
So don't get discouraged that you're not putting out dozens of pieces of content. Don't get discouraged that your reel is going to only get like 2,000 views or something else like that. You didn't get anything from it. What matters is having it seen locally. So I would be spending all my attention in Instagram on researching hashtags which are trending upwards, which are regional to me.
And
You can do that on
geotagging is
keyword.
important. Geotagging, obviously, geotagging is a must
Huge.
if you're for a town, and exactly,
And
or
that's one of the
for a
things that
particular
we do
business,
is we do
for a particular business location. Yeah,
everything. And you need to know what the trending tags are, because you could be
yeah,
using a tag that doesn't even get any search volume anymore and it's on a downtrend.
exactly.
Right.
So you gotta
And that's
learn
the other
all.
thing. If you try to go after if you try to go after the keywords or the hashtags that have already 50,000 views or searches, I should say, or impressions, that's going to be hard to compete against. But you still try to compete there. I'm not saying you don't, but there might be some other smaller ones. For instance, if I find one that has like search of 800 a month, and I can find 4 of those, but the SEO difficulty is low and the paid competition is low, then I can have a good chance of coming into organically. And I'm always looking for organically. Anybody can pay, right? I'm looking for
Yeah,
organically.
yeah, exactly.
I'm looking, how can I rank on this particular keyword organically, right? And sometimes I might even be spelling something wrong.
Yeah. So Johnny, with all the steps involved in the video marketing that you do in production, I'm sure you have a team who helps you out with all this, right? You
Yeah.
probably have a huge team. How many people you have on your team? Just curious.
So I have my director of operations. I have my operations manager. She's virtual. She makes sure that she's a traffic cop.
She
She
makes
makes
sure.
sure that when the videos come in, that they're organized. So when the order gets put in with the editors, that they have everything that they need. I have 2 editors working on a third. I have a distribution person. And then so I have 4 that are right there. I have a couple of freelancers that pop in and out when I need specific things done. And then I have a company that I work with that I don't know how many they have, but they have a lot.
Got it.
They have their entire marketing team. So there's a lot of hands to make it happen, but everybody is a specialist in what they do and they understand what their role in the whole process is, and it makes life a lot easier.
So a question to you, Johnny, how do you ensure that you hire the right person for the job? I mean, we are being a virtual assistant company. We provide virtual assistants for business owners, and hiring is our basically bread and butter. And we trying to finesse it to to the bone. But what's your take on this? How do you hire the right person for the job? What do you, I'm always asking this. Anybody I interview always ask this question.
So I'm gonna be hopefully you don't mind. I'm gonna be open and honest
Yeah, of course. That's what I want you to do.
because that's just all I know.
Yeah.
And sometimes people like to try to tiptoe around these questions. I'm going to come in full bore.
Yeah.
Anybody can go to Upwork or Fiverr or even search for online job boards from different countries. Anybody can do that. You can be as creative as you want. Go in there and do I only want people that are top rated sellers and all these other things, and spend the time to do it. And every so often, you're probably going to get lucky and get a good one, but you're going to spend a whole lot of your time repeating this process. I can guarantee it. It's a lot easier when I can reach out to you guys and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm looking for, and I got 3, 4, 5 interviews, and I know. Here's the thing, Pavel. I know what I'm looking for. I'm
Yeah,
going to
you
give
do. Yeah.
you. I'm going to give you a job description. I don't want anybody that doesn't have any experience with SEO. I don't want anybody that doesn't have experience with what do you call that? VidIQ. I don't want anybody
Yeah,
that doesn't have
vidIQ. Yeah,
experience with SEM Rush or any kind of SEO or SEM. I want to talk to these people, and then I wait, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to get my interview, and I'm going to be able to pick my people, and I'm going to know whether they're a good fit or not. And this is where I think agents fall flat because they abdicate, they don't delegate, they want somebody to do it all for them. As far as a
yeah.
caller, a
They
cold
think it's a
caller,
plug and play model. It's not.
yeah. As far as hiring a cold caller, you best have your scripts in place and everything else like that, not depend on them to come up with the scripts. You better know what the next process is. You better know what the buttons are going to do when they click them. It's your job to write these SOPs and train them on how you want it done.
Oh
So the
yeah,
best way
100%.
I think is, and that's just the one part. The second part, which is so beneficial from a company like you hiring, is you're handling the management of it. You're my HR
We
department,
do. Yeah,
right? I
which
don't
is
have to
a full
worry.
time task.
It's a full-time task. Oh, this person's
Yeah,
going to be sick. Here's their timestamp. Here's it, whatever the time thing is.
yeah.
Here, you know what I mean? I just know if there's a problem, you got it. And that person can come to me with an issue and I'll be like, hey, why don't you talk to the people over at Virtudesk, see if there's a subject matter expert that you might be able to ask, because I don't know the answer to that. And it always works out beneficial. So for me, it's the ultimate in delegation to know that I'm going to get a good person by delegating this task to you because this is your specialty. This is what you do. I trust
Exactly.
you,
Yeah. All
right?
right.
I trust you.
So, lastly, Johnny, I mean, do you have any personal tips on how to ensure efficiency within your team? Like how to make sure everybody's working efficiently and any kind of accountability tips you can give us or something?
Yeah,
A
you
lot of
need to
agents are going
remove
to be
yourself
listening
from
to
the
this.
process. Remove yourself from the process, and your job is to create and audit the process. That's it. That's the best I can
That's
say
it.
is I got SOPs upon SOPs. You can't tell me you don't know what you're doing. If there's a change, it's documented. There's no real estate agents are great for this. Hey, listen, we're not going to do it that way anymore. We're going to do it this way. Okay. So, but this is me. Listen, why don't you send me an email to that effect? Because we won't put it into play until I have an email support at Explore My Town so we can all see it. Right.
100%.
Because there has to be documentation. There has to be intent. And I'm telling you, as somebody that abdicated, I don't know how I became successful because I was just abdicate. Man, the market was that good, right?
Yeah.
And technology was that easy for me. But you got to delegate. And when you're delegating, you are actually acting as a manager, senior manager, executive of your business. Have patience. You might want it done today, but it's going to take 2 or 3 days to work through the system, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Allow it to work.
The CEOs of major Fortune 500 companies, they don't think of on today's day only, or today or today's week. They basically plan ahead several quarters, several years ahead on things, how to run things out, how what product to roll out. So, yeah, have some patience and start thinking like a CEO. Well, Johnny, it's been nice talking to you, brother. Again, nice seeing you.
Yeah, man.
So always welcome to on our podcast. And this is it was a leverage podcast, and it was a Johnny Mover Explore My Town. So follow him on Instagram and Facebook.
And YouTube.
Yeah. All right. And YouTube, exactly.